In the last video, we rescued our barn find Saab 99 from a farm in Devon. We then set about giving it a really good wash. We've checked over the electrics to see what was still working. We've had a look inside to see what was left behind, and also removed a boot lock to try and get a key code. But will it run again? That's the big question. And if it does, will it be any good? So yes, today we are going to get the Saab running in this video. We're going to find out if she'll run again or not. But you might notice things have changed a little bit. So the Saab is now out here in a different barn just while we wait for some parts to arrive. And we've also got all the wheels off it and it's on axle stands because we're going to get those refurbished and new tyres fitted. And it's also allowed us to have a look in the wheel arches and see if there is any rust and just how bad it is. But before we do that, let's take a quick look at what's going on in the workshop. Obviously the Saab has moved, so what's in its place? Well, this tractor here was over in the shed where we put the Saab, and we were going to move it back into a barn with some of the other tractors, but there's a few little jobs that need doing on it. It's not really changed much since we first purchased this a couple of years ago, so we thought it was a good time, while we've got a week or two waiting for the parts and the wheels, to get this in and do those jobs at last. So if you're interested in tractors at all, this is one, like I say, of a few in the collection. The 1939 Case Model D Export, or DEX. It is an American-built tractor that would have come over during World War II, probably on the Lend-Lease scheme. This tractor was new to the Somerset area. It's not really done an awful lot of work in its life. It's incredibly original, and we're going to keep it like this. We absolutely love the original condition paintwork. One slight issue we did have was this front tyre. That blew out a little while ago, so we're going to replace it. We've just gone for this budget tyre for a minute to get it back on four wheels, so it's movable. We're not going to damage that rim at all, but we are looking for, if anyone knows of another one of these original Firestone 600 by 19 front tyres, we would love to find one of these to go back on the other side and match up to this front. Okay, so it's time to get this tyre off of the front wheel. Out with the big levers to get that bead broken. Here you can see the massive split where the tyre blew out a little while ago. The big levers make light work of breaking the bead, but a little bit easier when you don't go and park another tractor too close to it. So the short levers have to come in. Fortunately, this one wasn't too stuck on the rim, so it came off pretty easily. Once we've got the first half of the tyre over the edge of the rim, we can then pull the tube out. We had to be careful as the bead had broken up quite a bit and there was a lot of broken wires in here. Then out with the persuading tool to bash the tyre off the rim. This makes pretty light work of it, and there we go, it's off. Once that's off, we can clean up the inside of the wheel with the wire brush. I'm also going to clean the rest of the wheel while we're here, as it's a bit easier to turn around with no tyre on, and we're just getting rid of the surface rust and muck to get some of that colour back. Dad's just giving it a wipe over now with an oily rag to get the dust off when the new tyre arrives. Thanks very much to Aquiline for sending this out next day courier with a new tube. This is just a fairly cheap 3-rib tyre, but it gets the tractor mobile again. The delicate job is refitting the tube. We want to be really careful not to pinch this anywhere, as then it's all got to come off again and be repaired. But fortunately that went well. Dad's just taking his time here doing that, and we're pleased to say it's held air for a few days now. So there we go, tyre on and job done. We can move on to the next thing. So when we went to get this out of the barn and put the Saab in its place, we had a fuel starvation problem. It would run for about 30 seconds and then cut out, and then leave it for a couple of minutes, same thing would happen. I've already cleaned through the fuel lines once in the past, and it's a recurring problem, so I think it might now be in the carb. So that's my next job. I'm going to take this carb off and see what that looks like inside. But before I get into taking that carb off, back to the Saab, and I thought I would have a little chat with you guys about a couple of comments in the last video. First of all, thank you so much to everyone that liked the video, commented, who's subscribed since. We are blown away with the interest that this little car has created, and we're falling more and more in love with it the more we work on it. Someone commented about the flicking of switches. Okay, yeah, not a great idea. Shouldn't really go messing around with electrics like that. But you'd be surprised at how much is coming back to life and working just by moving a few switches. Panel lights, fog lights, there was definitely a couple of things that are now working which were intermittent before. So we can only assume that some contacts were a bit furred up and now things are starting to work again, which is really unusual for a barn find car. You'd expect something to be not working either just through sitting for so long or maybe a bit of rodent damage on some chewed wiring. So that was one thing. Yeah, okay, maybe it looked like we were just fiddling around needlessly, but it is actually all working okay. The other thing someone mentioned was where the cars were built. So this one has got a badge under the bonnet that says Valmet, Finland. So this is a Valmet built one rather than a Swedish one, which you guys would probably be able to tell me better all the differences. But it does appear to have a plastic fuel tank and fuel lines as well, which apparently is one of the things that differs between the two. The lock situation, I did put a little note up saying about the key being missing. So what that's caused is a few issues with things like the glove box. Someone's tried to force that, the fuel cap doesn't come off, and also this ignition barrel. So I'll show you this. This has caused us a few little issues. Someone has taken the console apart and removed all the wires from the back of the ignition. So when you're trying to turn it over, you're basically having to touch some of these wires together to work out which one's ignition on, which one then cranks the starter, etc. So of course that's a little bit of a pain, but we do have some news on a key from that code we got off the barrel. I'll show you that in a minute. Because of the missing key, we've also got a couple of other little issues. The glove box, we've managed to get this open, but it did require a little bit of forcing. Someone's had a really good go at trying to prise this open. So there's a bit of damage on the front there. We might be able to tuck that back under and put that back together, but we probably are going to be better off getting a new glove box lid. So that's another part we need to find. The lock. So we need to get a new tumbler. We found the barrel is actually broken. The little tumbler bit here should have a tab of metal on the back, just there, which goes inside and pulls down on the plastic latch. So that's broken, so that needs a new lock mechanism or a new barrel somehow. So if anyone knows where we could get one of those, we'd be really interested in finding a new glove box lock. But at least we have got it open now and we can see what's inside there, which is some lovely old 1980s or 90s confetti. Random. Right, so let's go back into the workshop. We're going to go back to the case for a minute, see if we can get the carb off that and get that started. And then it's time to rewind a few days and see if we can get the Saab started. So with the carb removed, we could give it a really good clean up inside. And one of the problems we found was under the union here, where the main jet or needle goes in. It was absolutely full of muck and dirt under here. So we gave that a really good clean out. I'll put a zoomed in photo here so you can see it. That was probably not helping our fuel starvation issue. The other thing we found as well as this was a fuel union where the pipe goes into the carb. This had fractured and was broken away, which could have been letting in air. Fortunately though, there was enough thread that we could clean it up and reuse it. We then made a new gasket for the two halves of the carb body, which was a bit fiddly, cleaned up the float and made sure there was no pinholes or anything like that in it, and then we could put it all back together and get it tested. Okay, carb's back on now. I've got that done. I've made a new gasket in there. Just got to put the fuel line back in and then we can give it a go and see if that has solved the fuel starvation. I'm hoping it has. I'm also cleaning up some of the paintwork as well. I'll show you that. I might do another video on cleaning the paintwork, how we get this rusty looking paint cleaned up and a bit of colour back into it. All this, you can see it looks mostly rusty, so we're just rubbing it back. I'm doing the wheels at the moment. I've still got a couple of sections to go. We're nearly there. It's just trying to get the best out of the original paint, get some more colour into it. So the fuel pipe's back on, and I've also cleaned out the filter bowl there, or the sediment bowl, and also this little brass union here between the pipe and the filter bowl. I found that that was virtually fully blocked as well. Pipe was clear, tap was working fine, but that was blocked, so I've just cleaned that out. Let's turn the fuel on. Oh, it's coming out here already. Ah, no, it's leaking up here. Right, better sort that. Okay, fuel is on. We've got a little bit of a leak from the seal on the glass bowl. That's not too bad. We'll leave a rag under there. This seems to be okay now. I managed to get another turn on that union. That seems to be fairly dry. Right, let's give this a go. And if this runs for more than 30 seconds to a minute, then we may well have just fixed the fuel problem on this one as well. Choke for 3 pulls. must have been running for more than a minute now. It's not looking bad. So we may well have sorted that problem. She's got good oil pressure. Will it rev? Yep, no spluttering or cutting out. Right, I better open the doors of the shed actually. Don't forget, if you don't want to miss out on all our little projects and goings on here, hit that subscribe button, give us a like and comment as well. Thanks for following, thanks for joining us. We have got somewhere in the region of 60 vehicles here on the farm between myself, my brother-in-law, my dad, just as all part of our mad collection, from tractors to cars, motorbikes, truck, even a traction engine. So it's not always going to be Saab related. We've got the MG coming up, we've got things like this going on, and we go to a few shows in the summer as well. I'm looking forward to that. So if you want to see any of that content, just stick around. And of course, the memorabilia. We do a lot of motoring memorabilia, and you'll see bits and pieces around behind, a little bit of fairground art up there. So yeah, if you're into that as well, we'll do some bits on that too. Let's go and take a look at the Saab. Did we get it running? Well, let's have a look.
Okay, first up is checking the dash pots. We managed to get the plunger free, and I'm going to put a bit of oil around it just to make sure it doesn't get stuck again. Rick's now taking out the spark plugs to check those, and actually they're all brand new. Someone's already replaced these. The plug leads, however, are going to need replacing. A few of these have actually broken, where they've been stuck on the plugs, and the metal at the end has come out.
So that one's had it. That one's
Pulled the ends out of that lead, doesn't it?
yeah.
So we've managed to pinch a set temporarily off of a Pinto engine that Rick's got. We're changing these now, being careful to remember that number 1 cylinder is actually at the back of the engine bay. Now it's time to take the fuel line off. The inlet is going to be replaced with this pipe going into a can, just so that we're not sucking up any dirty fuel from the fuel tank. Right, time to check to see if we've got a spark.
Okay. Yep. No. No spark, no.
Was the coil lead on?
Oh no, that'll help, won't it?
No, that didn't help. So cleaning up the points now with the dizzy cap off, and Rick's now got the multimeter out to check to see if we've got any power anywhere.
Yeah, so if you're already on that positive, I'll turn it over, see if that spark plugs spark. Ready?
Yep. No.
Still nothing, even with a direct live to the coil. So time to take that off and try a different one. We're going to borrow this coil off of our friend's black Transit, which is at the back of the workshop. The terminals are slightly different, but we can get around that for now.
Yeah, that's sparking.
What's you done?
So direct feed to that, but try the one back on it. Oh, that. Yeah, can do. It got a good spark.
Yeah, it was fine, yeah.
That other wire back on it?
I'm just holding this one on the transit coil at the moment just to try that again. Yeah, that's sparking. It's not a brilliant big blue spark.
Oh, with that on it, it's sparking now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've changed the wire, found another wire I've just bridged to.
Oh, okay.
It's like tucked under. It's pulled all the wires off the switch.
Pulled it all off, haven't it?
And I'll work out which one
So we
to
could
wear.
try that coil back on with that wire then, that you found.
Yeah.
So here we go, swapping over the coil again to try the original one, now that Rick's found that other wire in the ignition.
Whoa!
Just
That
be careful
helps.
to make sure he's not holding them together.
Okay. No. So, try this lead again. Power the coil. Okay. No, nothing.
Oh, that's it then.
Yeah, so coil's definitely had it.
Right, back to the transit coil then, and putting this one on for the second time. You can see our little bridging lead we made there to be able to connect the leads.
Okay. massive
Now
big
at least
blue
we know
spark.
we have a working coil on there, we can try again.
That's what we like to see.
Yeah.
Alright, pop the plug back in.
Job's a good
You've got
job.
no fuel going through yet, no?
Not yet, no, I haven't got a can on it yet. Right?
Oh.
No.
Oh, I thought it was a can.
No, it's not got the
Like winding out, it would have pumped it through, wouldn't it? Pop. I need the plugs down there and wind it over, you see. See if we can pump it up.
Yeah, I'll see if I can squeeze it out.
All-wheel travel.
Yeah, it's pumping. You might be getting somewhere.
Just be one way of finding out.
Keep the caps back on.
Okay, let's see if it'll fire up.
Fuel, battery on.
It's chalky.
Moment of truth. Yeah. Nearly, it's firing.
Promising.
Yeah, it's firing.
Half a minute.
I'm going to get the jump pack if you want.
Might be best just to get that bit.
Just a bit extra, turn it over a bit quicker.
Yeah, because you get volts drop and get hot, you see, start
Yeah, let's do that.
No, he tried to, didn't he?
He had tried to, yeah, but I think they've got stuck with that ignition and obviously the coil not working. They've gone so far with it and then given up, I think.
Right.
Yeah. Bit more power on there. Cooling in. Oh, look at that coming out. Sounds smooth. Oh, it moves! Cool. Hey Rick, we've got a leak. Knock it off, mate.
Still running, boy!
That's it. Yeah, we've got fuel coming out there. Yeah, fuel pump's
Smell it
going.
earlier.
It wasn't dripping though.
No,
Earlier, but
I bet it was a
diaphragm.
leak. It's alright.
Cool. And it moved.
That's alright. Sounds like some dry bearings or rollers somewhere, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
Happy with that?
Yeah, definitely. Next thing, yeah, get, like I say, get the wheels off, get those refurbished and some new tyres on it. And then
Let's do it.
while they're off and away, we can do all the brakes.
Yeah, well, while it's in now, I'll have a quick look around the brakes.
Yeah.
If we need out ordering, we'll do it all at the same time. Get a master cylinder. That oil's changing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
See if all the calipers are free. Get the grips on them and whatnot.
Not sure if it's drums or discs.
Disc
Oh,
brakes
it's a
on the
disc.
back.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, should just free them up. Might just want discs cleaning and pads.
yeah. Brake hoses we'll probably need.
Yeah.
They're not dear.
No
It's worth
flexes.
changing flexes. Play like originality bits.
Yeah, there comes a limit, doesn't it, with perished rubbers.
Yeah, tyres and
Yeah, you don't risk it.
tubes. And rubbers.
Yeah. Don't like a perished rubber. So how awesome is that? The Saab is now running. The case tractor is running better as well. Yeah, we've got a few little things to sort. Obviously, we've got the fuel pump, which we have now removed. I'll show you that. There's a slight rumbling somewhere, could be to do with the clutch, but something's probably a bit dry there. So we're going to be looking at this. Obviously, it'll get a really good service, all the fluids and that as well at some point, but it starts, it runs. We've got life back into the Saab again, which is amazing. So just in this box in the footwell, there's the fuel pump we've removed. Rick managed to find on eBay this QH replacement part. It's not identical, unfortunately, but it's as close as we could find. So it's got a plastic top there, but it looks to be pretty much the same thing. So that should solve our fuel pump problem. It's always nice when parts start arriving. We've got the coil there that we need to replace. We'll try and find another decent quality replacement. The terminals on this are a little bit different to the Transit one that we tried, but that at least got it going. The other part we managed to remove is the fuel filler cap. Dad actually managed to remove this by picking the lock with a nail file. The lock is quite corroded, it's still broken, we can't get a key into there. So it does look like it may have been a different key to the ignition key. So if anyone knows where we can find a replacement one of these, identical, would be really interested, please. Please let us know. There seems to be a few different types of cap over the years and for different models. So at the moment we're struggling to find one exactly the same with a key, etc. I can't see a part number on it either at the moment. So that's another thing we need to find. I also haven't shown you around these wheel arches. I did film that, I think, yesterday, so we'll have a look at that now. Okay, passenger side, nearest the curb. It doesn't look too bad. There's a bit of surface rust going on there. And that'll all want cleaning. We can do that. This is all a bit rusty and mucky. That wants a good clean up. Discs look okay. What about in the rear? So same side again, passenger side in the UK. Now we've got some obvious problems here. A bit of a rust hole there. Up there's a bit rough, but it looks okay. We've got a hole in the back of the sill down here. Oh. Yeah, so there's definitely some attention needed here. And again, everything's just a bit rusty and muddy. It looks like we might have had some welding going on both sides around that brace. Probably wants a new pipe on there to the fuel tank as well. That's all a little bit rough looking. But it's not too bad. It's repairable. Just got a rag in here while we've got the fuel cap off. All looks clean around there. So right, other side. We'll look at the driver's side now here in the UK, the right-hand side. Much the same under there actually, that's pretty good. Less rusty there than the other side. Going to need the same cleaning up on all the springs. Probably want to replace the shocks while we're here. Again, discs and pads don't look too bad, but if we can get parts we'll change them. Definitely want to change these flexies if we can, although they don't actually look bad. What about the back again, this side? If I can get in here. Okay, we've got similar issues. There's a little bit of a hole down there. But the back of the sill doesn't look as bad though this side. And again, a little bit muddy, wants a good clean out. We've got the same bit of weld going on back here. Wonder if that's been repaired before. Whether that's original. You guys might be able to tell us, is this factory welding or has someone repaired these brackets before? And also a huge thank you to these guys on eBay, Cheshire Auto Keys, for getting us this key, cut to the code on the barrel we removed, and it works perfectly. Look at that. We do also have a couple of new old stock Saab blanks to the right profile coming, so we'll try and get those cut to match this one, and then we'll have a set of keys with original Saab key as well, and that as a spare. So there we go, we did manage to get the Saab running, we're really happy with that. So hopefully in the next video we'll have some parts arrive, we'll have sorted this and we can swap the tractor back for the car and we can get that in and do some more work on it. I'm also going to hopefully be uploading soon a new video on the MGB GT restoration project, so look out for that and we'll join you all on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Sorry, Clinton, you've lost your coil.
Yeah, I think it works better on a Saab than it does a Transit.